Yo, what's up? Welcome inside the opening line, Corey and Benny, coming at you on a Thursday. Getting ready to get back to the NFL week, Benny. How you doing, my man? How was your NBA night? Our first NBA night last night.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Draft Cheat and I did the live stream right as we were about to end the live stream in true NBA DFS fashion, because we only had to wait about a day into the season to get some crazy news. About 5:59 last night, Jimmy Butler gets ruled out. So my team was basically a bunch of guys in Miami and a bunch of guys on Detroit, which all worked out pretty well last night. So I actually put up a 320 with my main team on DraftKings. The problem is a 320 last night, Corey, was like a min cash in most of the tournaments. So I'm not complaining about winning money, but when I put up a 320, I would have expected that to be a very, very big night. But, it is what it is. Like I said, not going to complain about winning money. I will say this. I did not have as good a night as I was hoping in the sports betting side of things on basketball. Yeah. Because you were on fire last night. Luckily, my biggest bet, though, was on the Philadelphia 76ers, and they came through for me.
Yeah, now the 76ers, Joel Embiid and the boys, they came through. They got it done. I still think Boston is going to be, a tough out. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's the after one effing game. But the 76ers are going to be the 76ers and the Bucks are going to play some very good games this year. It's going to be interesting to see how those two teams play out right there. We get to some hoops a little bit later on. We got the big football game tonight. We got a couple big basketball games tonight too, Benny. Mm-hmm. But last week, when I saw that Josh Gordon was going to be ruled out, I'll be honest, Benny, my first thought was something's wrong. Something's up. And now you see that the Patriots sending Josh Gordon to the IR, and then they're going to cut him.
Yeah, I saw that too, which will make him a free agent for anybody else who wants to go out there and pick him up. It's more of a business thing, though. It's not like, it's not anything crazy. It's a business thing.
I'm hoping it's nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, to me, it's a business. I think he's in the last year of his deal. He's got like a non-guaranteed deal, but by cutting him, they open up some more salary. So if they want to go sign somebody was explaining it to me yesterday. I was only half paying attention to it, but I don't think it was anything like, major or anything like that. He may even wind up re-signing with them next year or something like that, but it makes him like an unrestricted free agent so he can go sign with whoever he wants to. But with that being said, I mean, the bigger part of this is actually, what is New England going to do? I mean, we still have 1 week until the trade deadline. They just brought in a wide receiver already. What do you think is going to be the deal? Do you think they're done? Do you think they're still going to make another move? And how are you looking at that New England receiving core right now? I mean, is this Mohamed Sanu is pretty much owned in a lot of leagues, but if he's available, probably a guy you got to go get, right?
No doubt. You have to go get Mohamed Sanu. What I'm concerned with, Benny, is both Mohamed Sanu and Julian Edelman are both slot receivers. Who moves to the outside? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And how does that affect that person's statistically? One thing about, you see how the Patriots bring in receivers and they don't work for the most part? Mohamed Sanu will work because Mohamed Sanu is a very intelligent player. He's a well-grounded player. You know what I'm saying? He understands football. And Mohamed Sanu was, Benny, a perfect addition for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, he's a New England Patriot kind of wide receiver, right? He's a lunch pail guy. He's been around. He's a veteran. He does all the right things. He's, not going to be a problem in the locker room. He's, like you said, he's a smart football player. He's going to pick up the playbook quickly. He's going to be able to go in there and, help them out and compete. He's not going to complain about, I'm not getting enough targets. He's a New England Patriot kind of football player, so I think it's a good move for him. I'd be pretty happy if I was him too to get out of Atlanta and the sinking ship that's going on down there. So, I think it's a positive all around. I agree with you though. I'm interested to see how they do it. The one thing I will say though, Corey, is I will never doubt Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah, that's 100% correct. I agree with you on that. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of New England Patriots. I would rather them lose all 16 games. But I give nothing but respect to what Bill Belichick has done running that organization. He's a brilliant, brilliant football mind. Right quick, Monkey Knife Fight, Benny. I finally signed up for Monkey Knife Fight earlier this week.
Okay.
I didn't deposit because when you sign up, when you log in, it's $5 in the account. It's like $50 in my account now, Benny. It's like let me not say it's easy, but I haven't had no problem cashing in Monkey Knife Fight every night. If you don't know what Monkey Knife Fight is, it's like a prop betting DFS game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And is it not legal in Jersey?
It's actually not legal in Jersey. I can only play. I have one because I signed up when I was in New York, And the thing is, there's a couple sites like that where you can only deposit and play when you're in New York and you can't deposit and play in New Jersey. But for anybody who hasn't done it already, if you go over to Monkey Knife Fight, when you sign up, put in promo code ELITE and you actually get a deposit bonus match on anything that you put in there. And then over on the betting site, we actually have guys that are basically just putting in plays for Monkey Knife Fight every night out there. And if you really know what you're doing, like the people who watch our show, Corey, I consider them like
the savvy.
The savvy sports fans out there.
Goonies.
There's 50 to 100 props that they'll put up on the site, and a lot of them are 50-50. But if you are listening to us and following along with sports and stuff like that, when you have 50 to 100 props out there, there's 5 or 10 of them every night that are just wrong.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And if you just stick to the ones that are like that you're like, you know what, you look at it, you're like, this one's wrong, you're gonna wind up making money over there, and you can grind it out.
No, it definitely, like I said, 5 to 50. Today is Thursday. I started on Monday. You know what I mean? So that's so go. Maybe you want to go check that out. Tonight we have a football game tonight, Benny.
Is that what you're gonna call it?
I guess is what we have to call it, with Washington and Minnesota. And it's interesting because it's a revenge game. Oh, you're not a revenge game guy, are you, Benny?
Depends on the sport. In basketball, I am. Because in basketball, you can honestly control, your usage a little more than you can in some other sports. Like in baseball, revenge game, just because it's a revenge game for you doesn't mean you're going to get a fat fastball over the middle of the plate that you can hit.
You might get a fat fastball upside your head.
Yeah, exactly. And even in football, you could be excited to go out there and play, but just because it's a revenge game doesn't mean you're going to get more targets. Basketball, though, you can kind of control how many shots you jack up if you really want to. Now, again, you might get yanked out of the game for doing it if you're not hitting them, but you have a little more control over it. So in basketball, I kind of give a little bit more to the whole revenge narrative thing, but not so much in football or baseball.
The best revenge player in the history of sports, Benny, is Deshaun Jackson.
Doesn't surprise. He's been on enough damn teams. He's got a revenge game every other week.
He goes crazy when he plays one of his former teams all the time.
Hasn't he ever had a good separation from somebody, where he's just like, oh no, I enjoyed my time in such and such a city. I don't want to,
I apparently enjoyed his time in Philadelphia. He came back, but he played. He got 12 targets in week 1, and we haven't seen the man since. That's crazy.
You know what? That's the way to do it, though, man. Just go out there, work really hard, remind everybody that you're great. You sit out for 4 weeks, come back. He does it one more time. Somebody will give him another big contract next year.
The lack of speed in the Philadelphia Eagles offense is a big problem for them. And that's one of the things they're dealing with right now. Not to mention the fact I think the quarterback is overrated. Speaking of overrated quarterbacks, Minnesota Vikings and the Washington football team tonight in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We got a revenge game. We got Kirk Cousins versus Washington, and we got Case Keenum versus Minnesota. We even got Adrian Peterson, who's going to play tonight versus the Vikings.
A triple revenge game.
They're probably not going to score, Benny, Washington tonight.
I don't know. I've never seen a triple revenge game before, Corey. This is unprecedented.
And we're doing a live stream tonight, so expect to hear those words again.
Yeah, you know what? I look at this game and I'm just like, it should be an easy, to me, this is a very easy game to break down, right? It's a 16, 17-point spread. Most people are going to agree that Minnesota should have control of this game early. It's probably going to be pretty run heavy with Dalvin Cook, especially if they're up big. I don't expect the Washington offense to do much on that side. I mean, listen, Adrian Peterson might not even play. Chris Thompson might not play. We might have Wendell Smallwood as the starting running back for the Washington Redskins today. Adam Thielen's not playing on the other side, so I can't imagine that, the Vikings are going to want to go pass heavy in this game.
Thielen is out tonight, Benny?
Thielen is out, yeah.
Oh, shit. I got to put somebody in my lineup.
Thielen is going to be out for this game. They announced it yesterday, mostly because even the Vikings realize, we really don't need to push ourselves to win this game. We're just going to kind of pound the run with Dalvin Cook. We're going to let our defense win. Stephon Diggs will probably be the guy that sees most of the targets when they passed. What's his name? Obese Johnson is the guy who should step into, the Thielen snaps that are gone. I don't know if there's a ton of upside, but he's basically min price if you played the Monday, Thursday slate for DFS and stuff. But, yeah, I think this is going to be a boring game. I think it should be a Vikings win. I like the Vikings defense. I like Dalvin Cook. I think you can use guys like Diggs and Obese. you know, you would figure that Washington is going to have to throw because they're losing. So maybe a Terry McLaurin on the other side. Like, to me, this is pretty straightforward tonight, Corey.
Washington team total tonight, Benny, 12.5.
Under.
I'd put the mortgage on that, Benny.
Yeah, I don't know about the mortgage, but I'll take the under because I remember wanting to mortgage the Jets at under 10 points against the Patriots, and then seeing a punt return and interception return touchdown for the Jets to get the 14. So, I kind of want to keep my house, so I'm not doing the mortgage thing, but
down the shore.
Yeah, but I do think it's a good bet. I agree with you. If you're betting on something, listen, this Washington offense, Corey, even with Adrian Peterson playing, who I think is arguably, I don't even know if he's arguably a better option than Wendell Smallwood back there, but this offense just isn't scoring. It's just not good.
Touchdown scorers tonight, Benny. Dalvin Cook minus 220.
Take it. It's too short. Too short a number.
Really?
Minus 5,000. There's no, I mean, honestly, like the whole game just sets up for him to just have a monster game on the ground and for them to keep it on the ground and for him to get in the end zone. I don't know if I want to take 220. I'll tell you what's the prop for him to score 2 or 3 touchdowns? I would even be interested in those maybe.
That's an interesting question. 2+ touchdowns for Dalvin Cook is 220. 3+ touchdowns for Dalvin Cook is 1,100.
All right, so 2+ is plus 220?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to make a wager tonight, like you bet 100 at minus 220, you're not winning any money. You're going to get, $40 back or something.
Your money back in like $40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd rather take the chance on 2 touchdowns at plus 220. I like that a lot better.
Not bad. That's not bad right there either. I tell you when I do like 2, Benny, to score a touchdown, Alexander Madison at plus 290.
I was just about to say that exact same thing. I was just about to say, you know what else makes sense is looking at Madison as the backup. Yeah, I think that's a good one too.
Yeah, and because Madison, that probably throwing a towel, throwing a damn towel. You know what I'm saying? And
he's had a couple games recently, Corey, where he's seen like 7 to 12 carries. Like, I mean, that's not an insignificant amount of usage right there.
On a Thursday night and them blowing DC out at home, I think you might be able to start him in the fantasy league if tonight if you're in a pinch.
Yeah.
On DC, go ahead.
No, a flex guy in like a deeper league. I wouldn't even consider that a bad play this week.
On the DC side, I don't think it's no reason to bet a touchdown prop on DC, Benny. It's Terry McLaurin is 270, Peterson is 300, Smallwood is 440, Jeremy Sprinkle is 500.
Wait. Smallwood is 440 to get a touchdown?
Yeah.
If Adrian Peterson doesn't play, I don't think that's crazy.
All right, that 1 touchdown tonight comes from Smallwood.
I mean, listen, if he's going to be the running back, he's got a chance to run it in, and he also is a guy that can catch passes out of the backfield. So maybe he catches like a swing pass and, goes 15, 20 yards to the end zone or something. I wouldn't even make it a whole unit bet, but if you want to put like $50 on it, 50 to win, 220, you get back 270. That's not bad.
All right, yeah. No, you can do that from the comfort of your home tonight.
Which I'm going to do. That's why I was saying I'll probably do that.
If you can sit right there and make $200 tonight without lifting your fingers, you should go ahead and do that. So that's what we got tonight. Obviously, me and Benny will get in there and really break it down a little bit later on this evening in the Elite Fantasy live stream tonight. We'll get in there, we'll break that down, and we'll look ahead to the weekend and start to get that done. And then tomorrow, we'll get you some way or another a full rundown, get you ready for the NFL weekend betting and fantasy purposes. So let me go right here, Benny, because now that you mentioned it, that Adam Thielen is out tonight, I have to move some pieces around. So I move Calvin Ridley from the flex up into Thielen's spot.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Ridley. Okay, all right, cool.
Ridley, Hooper, and Julio should all be in line for a few more targets now, with Mohamed Sanu no longer in Atlanta.
No doubt, that's a good call right there. Now the problem is, Benny, who do I put? Oh, I got Russell. The Ravens are on a bye this week. Damn it.
Yeah. There's 2 teams on a bye. Ravens are one. I forget who the other one is, but there's 2 teams on bye this week. Next week there's 4.
I think the Cowboys are on bye this week too.
I don't know. That would suck. I actually have Zeke on a couple teams.
Yes, the Cowboys on a bye this week. They certainly are.
I have Zeke and Gallup in various best ball teams. So
you won't have them this week, Benny. So hopefully you got significant people behind them. Unlike this team that I'm looking at, Benny, I'm looking at a lineup where, at least right now, I have to play either Benny Snell or Demarius Thomas?
Yeah, yikes.
He was on the waiver wire.
I'd probably go DT, to be honest with you.
Who did Jets play this week?
Jacksonville.
That's better.
Yeah, and remember, like everybody still thinks Jacksonville has this great defense. They do not have a great defense.
It's not the same no more.
And there's no Jalen Ramsey now, so you can pass on them again.
Well, let me see who else is out here, Benny. Before I do that, that's of course.
Chase. I mean, if Chase Edmonds is lying around, I don't know if he's still there. You may get Ty Johnson, might be lying around. Not that I love him, but he's somebody you could look at.
Everybody's going crazy for Ty Johnson this week. I'm like, y'all need to chill out a little bit. Nah, Benny, this is the Canton League. So, these cats is a little bit up on it. It's like Dion Lewis. You know what I'm saying?
Is Obeezy Johnson there?
Obeezy. Let me see if this Obeezy cat is on here.
You got to take Beasley if he's there. I mean, he's basically going to be the Thielen role. Although I don't think he's as good as Thielen, so I wouldn't expect that kind of production. But
I mean, you can get some. This is a shit show. My God.
Thielen caught the touchdown last week in like the first play of the game, or like early on in the game, and that was where he actually got hurt. Yeah, and then but Beasley came in and had I forget the number. I want to say 5 to 7 targets. Like he saw a decent amount of work when he came in. So I don't think he's a crazy play.
Oh, he's on here, Benny.
Yeah. Like I say, he's probably in a league like that, he might be the best option you could pick up right now.
Yeah, I can't pick up Antonio Brown.
I'd play him. I'd play Johnson over Demarius Thomas.
I'm gonna pick his ass up.
Do it. I would.
I'm gonna pick Obeezy.
I mean, again, you might only matter for a week or two until Thielen gets back, but
Obeezy's going in my lineup. Thank you very much, Benny. Today, I believe we have how many basketball games we got on the slate? 3. We got 3 basketball games on the slate today. We get our first team on the back-to-back. It's the Detroit Pistons. They are home for the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta was a moneymaker for me last year. Now, here's one of these interesting situations, Benny. Detroit opened up as a 1.5 favorite. Now Detroit is a 1.5 dog. Yep. We saw this with the Clippers the other night, and the Clippers, that's the name, right? Yeah, the Clippers came back, and they covered that spread easily. I love Atlanta, Benny, but I'm like, man, I think the Pistons is the play.
I stay away from teams on back-to-backs playing in teams that are fresh.
Yeah.
So to me, I don't have a play on this game. But if I was going to make this play, I almost always bet against a team that's on a back-to-back.
Okay. That's I can definitely dig that. We do have a couple of marquee matchups tonight, not just the Pistons and the Hawks, even though I like to watch Trae Young. We have Milwaukee and Houston. We get our first big-time interconference showdown. You get the reigning MVP versus – you get the last 2 seasons MVPs and Harden and Antetokounmpo, and you get teams that expect to be playing deep into the playoffs. The Rockets come into this game, the new-look Houston Rockets, laying 2 points at home. And, of course, Benny, like any other time, I like the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Milwaukee was on my team last year. We rode them heavy last season, Corey.
Milwaukee would be laying 13, and they would blow teams out. That's one thing I like about Milwaukee. You can lay big wood with Milwaukee because they blow teams out.
Yeah, they're a very good basketball team on both ends of the floor. Again, I don't normally like taking teams on the road, especially in the NBA, especially when it's 2 good teams, but I do think they're the side that I want to be on tonight. I can't wait to watch this game. Giannis and Harden are 2 of my favorite players in the NBA to watch play. So this is going to be a fun one tonight.
No doubt. It'll smell like a dead skunk in the backyard while this game is on. And not because it's a dead skunk out there, Benny, because I'm the skunk. Yes. The Clippers and the Golden State Warriors, this one opened up as a pick. The Clippers are now 2-point favorites as they open up the Chase Center in San Francisco tonight, Benny. This is. I think you got to go with the Clippers, yo.
I was gonna say what you want to say. Say it with your chest, because I'm the same way, man. I mean, this is a Clippers win. Listen, don't get me wrong,
Benny. I don't like it, but it is.
I love the run that the Warriors made, and it was great and all that stuff. But you lose KD, you lose Klay Thompson. The only thing you really add to the team is D'Angelo Russell. Yeah, like it's not bad. And if they were playing,
are you sleeping on Willie Cauley-Stein? No love for Willie Cauley-Stein, Benny.
To me, though, it's kind of like a lateral move. Like I don't really see him. I don't really see him as being a huge difference maker for this team anyway. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Clippers are very good. This
Hmm.
is a very good basketball team right now. The Warriors are weaker than they've been in probably 5 or 6 years.
It's
So to
like
me,
the Warriors. Oh, this is the last time the Warriors were this weak. Was probably remember when Donald Sterling, the Clippers owner,
uh
that was the last Warrior team that didn't go to the conference finals. That's crazy, right?
it is pretty crazy. And
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying is like people, this is a 2-point spread, Corey, based on name recognition, brand recognition. You know what I'm saying? It's not a 2-point spread based on the fact that, because this game being a 2-point spread really means that on a neutral court, you only think the Clippers are 1 point better than the Golden State Warriors.
At this
And I
point,
think, I think the Clippers are way better than that. I would have the Clippers as a 2 or 3 point favorite at a minimum over the Warriors. So I think there's value in this line.
I'm probably gonna bet on the Clippers begrudgingly. And I put down on this game my parlay tonight. Uh, I'm probably not gonna bet this game. I'm going to bet the Pistons, and I'm going to bet the Bucks, Benny.
Yeah, those are the two. See, I don't like the Pistons. I would be on the other side of that one. I'm actually probably going to stay away from that game. For me, the only one I really like is the Bucks. Like, I'll just take the Bucks straight up tonight. Maybe look and see if I can get some value in some of the props. Giannis is going to have another 15, 16 rebound game here tonight, so I'd be looking to try to get an over on the Giannis rebounds.
That's right, Benny. I forgot about that. Remember how he was hammering that in the playoffs, that one series?
People look at him and they're like, oh, he's a power forward, and oh, he plays in the outside. Like, Giannis is basically their center. Brook Lopez is the guy who stands on the perimeter and shoots threes. Giannis is the guy down low, kind of clearing the boards on both ends of the floor. So I love the rebounding props with him. I'm always looking to take over 10.
It's 12.5 today.
That's fine. I'd still take it.
No,
Like people look at it like, oh man, 12.5 rebounds. Remember last year? It was 14.
Oh, he was
18,
hitting that.
16.
He was hitting that number, Benny. That motherfucker.
He was hitting it in the third quarter. In the third quarter, he was that strong.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so big piece of chicken. You got to give it to the Washington Nationals. They beat Cole. They beat Verlander, and by golly, no Bryce Harper. The Washington Nationals about to win the effing World Series, Benny.
Yeah, they're up 2-0. They're going back home for a couple games. They beat both of the pitchers that everybody's afraid of on Houston as well. The rest of the staff, I mean, Greinke's solid, and then you're going to get a bullpen game at some point. So they're in the driver's seat right now. They got to finish it off, though. That's why they play 7. It doesn't matter if you're up 2-0. You got to win 4. So hopefully the Nationals can finish it because Houston's heads are getting a little bit too big, and I don't want to have to deal with that. I'm giving my big piece of chicken, Corey, to Kyrie Irving. Comes home last night. Yeah, comes home last night. Wanted to play back in the New York area. Kid from Jersey. Grew up as a Nets fan, watching him his whole life. He dropped 50. He dropped 50 points last night. I would have liked to see him hit that shot at the end to kind of win it. That would have been like the feather in his cap for the homecoming. Yeah. But, it's going to be fun to watch him. I'm happy to see him come home. I watched this kid play when he was in high school, and even in high school, you could tell he was special. So. Yeah. Kyrie Irving, big piece of chicken.
No doubt, and he deserves that too. I've been watching Kyrie for a long time as well. And he's always been a special player. You know what I'm saying? He comes from good background, and I'm glad to have him in the area. Not glad to see him on the Brooklyn Nets. And before I get out of here, Benny, yesterday my niece and my nephew, they had what they call sports day at school, where they wear like paraphernalia and stuff like that. So you can't really buy too much short notice Golden State Warrior stuff out here.
True.
My sister ran to the store or whatever and was like, I got to buy some shit. You know what I'm saying? And she came in the house with 2 Brooklyn Nets shirts. And I'm just sitting there looking at her like, and she looked at me and said, they're just better. And I'm like, Jesus.
Honestly, though, like you can't really argue with her right now at the moment. I know Knicks fans hate to hear it, but it is what it is. I mean, listen, we talked about it. Kyrie and KD decided to go to Brooklyn because of the lack of a shit show that goes on with the management and the ownership and all that stuff. That's a problem. I mean, Madison Square Garden is still Madison Square Garden. It's better than the arena in Brooklyn, but Brooklyn's a better run organization, and players see that.
No doubt about it. So there you go right there for my main man, Benny Ricciardi. It's Corey Parson, the fantasy executive. Good luck tonight, everybody. The opening line. We are out.